All right, so I'm going to jump right in and get started. And I'm already recording so that um, those who are unable to be here today will be able to watch the playback. So what happened was, just to briefly, I guess they gave us times that to choose from, and we chose a time, and they never followed up. So I just assumed that whatever time that they gave us was the time they were available. So apparently they became not available, but no one let us know. And as big as an organization as 1 Million Cups is, no organization is infallible because it's run by people. Um, so that happened, but it's fine. Um, I would have had the 1 Million Cups training out of the way by now, but I was waiting for them to do most of the training, especially because it's kind of like a requirement for them that anybody working with 1 Million Cups has to have the training, right? So that's the reason why that meeting was mandatory. That's because 1 Million Cups set that rule. It wasn't a rule I set, it was a rule that they set, right? So what we're going to do today is go into the back end of the website, look at it, and then just look at some different aspects and assign some tasks according to what it is that are the 1 Million Cups responsibilities. If you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat box, and I will be checking throughout. And hopefully everything works out with the screen sharing. Let's see. Okay. Everybody hearing and seeing everything okay?
Yes.
All right. So what you're looking at is the back end. This is the place that we're scheduling people, right? In the middle, you see new, and then there's some companies under that. And also under that, next to that is follow up and approve. So whenever someone submits an application, every person that presents at 1 Million Cups has to submit an application. We have just a couple requirements. They have to be within the 5-year range of their business being in operation, and they have to have a website. We try to make it really easy for anybody to introduce their business to our community. Whenever they fill out that form, it'll pop up in the new section. And when you click on new, one of the businesses in new, you actually get to see how they filled out that form. So they give the company description right there. You see the contact information, you see their links, and you see how they answered the questions. Over to the right, you can see in black that there are some organizers there. You see my picture, Satari's picture, Angela's picture, Beatrice's picture. And whenever someone becomes an organizer, their picture goes over there. So whenever we have a company present, the organizers either give a thumbs up or thumbs down. If they put a thumbs down as to a reason why they don't want that business to present, it's because they saw something about that business that they're kind of wary of. So as an organizer, when new businesses come in, we're supposed to click up, thumbs up or down. When someone gets 3 thumbs up, that means they're cleared to present. But the reason why it's a vote is because everybody's coming from different walks of life and they know different things. So for instance, maybe you might have 2 organizers who put a thumbs up, but somebody who's a little bit more versed in that industry, they might see a red flag. And that's their opportunity to say, hey, I don't think it's a good idea to let this business speak for this reason, or this person speak because I know them and I know that they're a scammer. Do you get what I mean? So that's the reason why it's put to a vote, because there's safety in numbers. Over to the right, you'll see all the other 1 Million Cups that they have applied to, right? So it shows that where they're on the schedule to be. Now, a lot of business owners don't speak at different 1 million cups because typically when you're at a 1 million cups in your city, you pretty much stick to that one. But because we're virtual now, companies have now been submitting to speak at lots of different places. All right, so when you see this information, you're supposed to click on it as an organizer. If that's your role, we'll have different roles to click on it, on that information, to see if this is a legit business. Like some companies are going to come through, they're just starting and they only have a website, they're not really on social media or whatever. But you're supposed to use your good judgment to see if this company is legit or if it looks strange, right? Especially if, for instance, you can't find anything about the owner, right? So it's just little red flags like that that you have to pay attention to. So after a person has been vetted, we will literally click and drag that person over to follow up, right? And once they're in the follow up section, that means that they're going to get called, right? We have to call because we have to find out like how this person is. So yeah, maybe they my iPad is just malfunctioning, won't let me click out of that. But maybe on paper this company sounds perfect, but the owner is actually like a jerk or unstable, or for some reason they have some type of issue with speaking, or they're very nervous. These are things you can pick up. It's kind of like interviewing, right? Same thing if you were hiring for a position. This is you're kind of playing a role of a recruiter for 1 million cups in this regard. But if that person seems okay to you, then you can drag them over to approved. And at that point, we're just going to confirm with them which date would be best for them, right? So these are the areas where we need to put people over to. Now, some of these people in the approved list, just as a side note, they've already been approved or they've already spoken, but they just, for some reason, it wasn't completed and they're just sitting there. But that's just a side issue. So our aim every week is always to fill up these the schedule with 2 companies. So see, right now you see 1 company here. We want to make sure that there's 2. If it's going to be an educational speaker that's going to speak on, something about business, it's okay if it's just 1 person and that person will speak for like 40 minutes or something like that. It's fine. But ideally, we try to stick to the format. If you click companies, you're going to see all the companies that have previously presented. Some of these companies don't exist anymore. The whole purpose of 1 million cups is to provide a support system to entrepreneurs so that they do stay in business. But a lot of times small business owners lose their companies, or they incorporate in a different business, rename their business or something like that. And one role or responsibility is going down this list to see who would like to come back to speak. And that is something that Corbin is working on right now and getting feedback. Some people he's finding have gone out of business, and some people he's finding that they're ready to come back. Typically, we try to get someone to come back after 6 months. So if you click communications, this is the area where emails are sent out on Tuesday nights. So typically on Monday or Tuesday night, an email is sent out about who we're going to have speak for that Wednesday. So you see, it has me as the person. I believe Corbin actually was the one that sent it out. But as you can see, it shows who sent out the email. And if you click it, you'll see what our basic format is. Tomorrow morning, the date, time, we're going to hear from these 2 companies. This is a paragraph about the first one. Here's the second one. Here, if you want to suggest someone, send them to this email. Here's where you apply. Here's the link to join us. And it's pretty simple, right? We want to make sure that they have the information needed to suggest someone, because every entrepreneur knows another entrepreneur. And a lot of times people like to recommend 1 million cups because it's a good opportunity. So the role here is simply just copying and pasting that, but filling in the correct information depending on who's going to be speaking. So that person needs to know who's going to be speaking and like copy and paste some information about that company into that email and schedule it to be sent out for Monday or Tuesday. And if anytime you have questions, definitely put those in the chat box. All right, so I don't know why, but this is not accurate, so we're not going to worry about it, but it's the analytics. I'm pretty much on top of that, like mentally. I don't need to look at the analytics to see what's going on, when, how many people showed up to what, because I kind of know that in my mind when we were doing better, why, etc. So, but for some reason, it's not functioning properly. People are able to follow us. So these are our followers. Some of these people have already spoken. Some of these people are just supporters, past organizers. And this is the resources section. So I didn't actually find out about this section until like almost a full year in, just because nobody showed it to me. But I was creating posts, like creating the graphics and doing all the posts myself, when literally there's a whole resource kit of different posts that you can create, like templates. Not all of them are user friendly though, but all the assets that you would need as far as the logo, the branding guide, all of that stuff, you can find it here. And some credentials on how to log in for stuff to get to our accounts and everything. Here's where you can, like, you know, get business cards, promotional flyers, all of that good stuff. We don't really need because we're not in person, but the regional reps, these are the people you need to reach out to anytime we have an issue. Mark is our person for right now. Kim Lane is our person, honestly, but Mark is stepping in for her because she's on maternity leave. So as settings, we could be doing a little bit better as far as a description. But I had to go in and just like set all this stuff up overnight one night. It has the correct information. And that's the main thing that you need to do, is just make sure that the information is correct. It has the right day, the right time. That's fine. Now on the organizers, I'm clicking organizers here. It's showing people here that have been organizers. So that's all their information. But as you can see, it says, I don't know why, of course, I'm the lead. I don't know why I'm still asking to set as lead. Also, Angela is a lead. But so once you actually fill out your information, it'll make you an organizer. So on the website, it'll actually show your picture and a little bit about you. So make sure that you fill that out. Let's see. Okay. All right, Taylor, give me your email.
Can I just type it in the chat box?
It's better that you do it here because then I'll have to click out of this.
Oh, okay.